Emily screamed, "Oh no!" But no one came. Only the river answered, pulling her under the water as her so-called friends stood by, smiling. Once upon a time, in a quiet village, there lived a sweet, beautiful girl named Emily. Everyone knew her because she was kind and beautiful. She helped her parents, greeted everyone with a smile, and made the village feel warm and happy. Her family was not rich, but they were close. That was all they needed. In the village, people worked hard, they grew their food, and treated each other like one big family. They followed traditions passed down for many years. One of these was a yearly festival to honor the spirits of the land. Everyone looked forward to it. There would be music, dancing, and delicious food. Emily was loved by all. Children admired her, and elders praised her for her good heart. But 3 girls in the village, named Lena, Grace, and Sophie, were not happy for her. They were jealous. They saw how everyone admired Emily, and they wished they had her joy and attention. Even though Emily tried to be their friend, the 3 girls did not like her. They acted nice on the outside, but inside they were filled with envy. So, they made a plan to take her place and make her disappear. One afternoon, while Emily was fetching water, the girls came to her with big smiles. "Emily," Lena said excitedly, "have you heard about the big festival in the next village?" Emily smiled and nodded. "Yes, but my parents want me to stay home this year." "Oh, that is sad," Grace replied, pretending to be upset. "We were hoping you would come with us." "It won't be the same without you," Sophie added sweetly. "You should come. We will be together the whole time. It will be fun." Emily hesitated. She had always dreamed of going to the festival with friends, but her parents had asked her to stay. She looked up to the sky unhappy. A few days before the festival, Emily's parents prepared to travel to visit their daughter who just gave birth in a nearby village. As they packed, her mother noticed how much time Emily had been spending with Lena, Grace, and Sophie. At first, she was bothered and didn't like the closeness. "Emily," her mother said gently, pulling her aside, "not everyone who smiles at you is your friend. I know those girls have been around more lately, but something about them feels strange. Please do not go to the festival. It is far, and it is not safe to travel alone." Emily's father nodded. "We have left chores for you to do. Stay home and keep busy," Emily promised. They hugged her tightly and left, leaving her alone with her chores and her mother's warning in her heart. The next morning, on the festival day, while Emily was washing her clothes and some of her parents' clothes in the backyard, the 3 girls showed up again. "We have come to pick you to the festival," Lena said. "I can't go," Emily replied. "My parents told me to stay home, and they left many chores for me to do." "Don't worry," Grace said with a fake happy face. "We will help you with the chores, and before you know it, we will be done quickly," Sophie added. "It is just in the next village. We will all go together and be with you the whole time. Nothing bad will happen. Trust us. We will also come back on time." Emily's heart felt confused. She wanted to obey her parents, but at the same hand, she also wanted to feel the joy of the festival with friends. She smiled at their kindness. "All right," she said, "but we must finish all my chores first, as you girls promised." The girls agreed, hiding their envy behind fake laughter. They helped Emily quickly to finish her chores, pretending to care. When everything was done, Emily prepared and followed them toward the neighboring village, her heart beating with excitement. She had never left her village before. With her friends by her side, she felt brave and safe. As they walked, they reached a dark, quiet river. The water was still, and the air felt strange. Emily looked around, unsure. The girls stepped carefully across the rocks, saying nothing about the river's secret. Everyone who crossed it had to offer food to the river spirit, or else they would never return. The girls knew this rule. They had crossed it many times, but they said nothing to Emily. Emily followed them, carefully stepping over the rocks. She looked at the beautiful, still water. When they reached the other side, she smiled, excited for what lay ahead. When they reached the festival, Emily's eyes widened. It was more beautiful than she had imagined. It had colorful stalls, music, dancing, and sweet-smelling food. Her heart was full of joy. She had never felt so free. Then, something unexpected happened. Many young men from the village began to notice Emily. Her soft smile, her gentle heart, they were all drawn to her. Among them was a kind, handsome boy named Ethan. He walked up to Emily with a friendly smile. "Hello, I am Ethan," he said, offering his hand. "I have not seen you before. Is it your first time coming to this festival?" Emily smiled and responded, "Yes, it's my first time." "I am Emily," she said, blushing. "Would you like to walk with me? I will show you the best parts of the festival," Ethan said. Emily looked at her friends, who gave tight, fake smiles. She nodded. As Emily and Ethan walked around, laughing and talking, the three girls watched from far and started gossiping. Their smiles faded and they were angry. "She is taking all the attention," Lena muttered. "Yes," Grace said. "They don't even see us anymore." "She is always acting like a queen," Sophie snapped. Their jealousy turned to hate. They remembered the river. Emily did not know about the offering being her first time coming to the festival, and they had planned not to tell her. The sun began to set. Emily's parents, who came to the festival from the neighboring village where they went to visit their daughter, spotted her. "Emily!" her mother shouted, angry and hurt. Emily's heart sank. She ran to them in fear, her head down towards her parents. "I am sorry, Mama. Papa, I did not mean to disobey." They scolded her gently but firmly. "Go home now, immediately," her father said. Emily ran towards the girls. Her hands were shaking. Lena, Grace, and Sophie pretended to care. "Is everything okay?" Lena asked with fake concern. Emily nodded, tears in her eyes. The four girls began walking back. But as they reached the river, the girls did something Emily did not expect. They took out food from their bags. Each of them had packed something to offer the river spirit. Emily was confused. "Why do you girls have food?" "It is for the river lady," Lena said. "Oh no," Emily whispered. Emily panicked. "I did not bring anything. Please, can I have a little bit of your food?" she asked. The girls laughed cruelly. "Sorry," Lena said, pulling her food closer. "We only brought enough for ourselves." "Yes." Grace gave her a mean smile. "We are not your babysitters." "You should have known better," Sophie added coldly. Emily's heart sank. Her hands were shaking. "Please," Emily begged. But they turned their backs, walked to the river, and gave their offerings, then crossed safely. Emily stood alone. The water moved like little waves. A cold wind blew. Then from the depths rose a glowing, fierce spirit. A mermaid, her eyes were bright with anger. "You crossed my river without an offering," the mermaid said. Emily tried to speak, but her mouth was dry. She stepped back in fear. Those who do not respect the rule must be punished. The mermaid reached out, grabbing Emily's wrist. Emily screamed and struggled, but the water turned around her, pulling her under. "No, please," she cried, but the river swallowed her whole. From the other side, the girls watched. They all smiled. "She is gone," Lena said, satisfied. But their joy would not last. They went back to the village happily and pretended as if nothing happened. Emily's parents made sure to return home that day. They looked for Emily everywhere in the house, and she was not there. They went around the village asking for Emily, but no one seems to know where Emily was. Panic spread. The villagers searched everywhere. Days passed, no sign. Then one evening, her parents heard a sound in the bushes. It was a little parrot, weak and sad. As they listened, the parrot began to sing. The bird sang about the river, about the girls, and about Emily's cries for help. Emily's parents were horrified. They drew the villagers' attention. The villagers gathered towards the parrot. They followed the bird to the river. Standing at the edge, Emily's parents called out, "Oh, great mermaid, please bring our daughter back. She is our only child." The river moved like little waves. The mermaid rose, and beside her stood Emily, scared and tired. She crossed without an offering. "She belongs to me now," the mermaid said. Her parents wept. "Please, take us instead." The mermaid stared at them, then finally said, "If you can cross the river without a bridge, a boat, or help and survive, I will let her go." They looked at each other and stepped into the river, hand in hand. The water was cold, the current pulled hard, but they held on, taking step after step. The villagers gathered their hands together and prayed. Then, a soft wind blew a magical wind and helped them cross. They reached the other side. The mermaid was moved. Her eyes softened. "Your love is strong. Emily is free," said the mermaid. Emily cried and ran into her parents' arms. The villagers cheered up and shouted. Their joy returned. They all returned back to the village. After Emily was saved, the truth came out. The little parrot sang again, loud and clear, in the middle of the village. Everyone stopped to listen. It sang about Lena, Grace, and Sophie. It told how they took Emily to the river. It told how they had food, but did not share. And it also told how they laughed and walked away. When Emily begged for help, the villagers gasped. Why would they do such a thing? Someone whispered. Emily's parents were full of tears and hurt. Now, the whole village knew the truth. The village chief stood up. Lena, Grace, Sophie, he called them loudly. You tried to hurt someone kind and gentle with your jealousy and enviness. This village cannot keep you here. The girls were brought before the crowd. They were quiet. Their heads were down. You must leave the village today, the chief said, and you must never return. Lena started to cry. Grace held Sophie's hand, but it was too late. They were given water and bread. Then they walked out of the village alone, with no smiles and no one to wave goodbye. Everyone watched in silence. No one clapped nor cheered. Later, Emily visited the river with an offering. Thank you, she said to the mermaid. The mermaid smiled. I was once loved too, but I was cursed. Seeing your family's love reminded me of what I lost. Emily cried, You are not alone anymore. Then the village prince, Ethan, stepped forward. He had come to the festival in disguise. Now he knew who Emily truly was. I have thought of you every day, he said. Will you marry me? Yes, Emily whispered. They married in a joyful celebration. And when the prince learned the mermaid's sad story, he invited the kingdom's chief priest to perform a ritual to break her curse. And it worked. The mermaid rose from the water, smiling with peace at last. Emily and Ethan built a life filled with kindness and love. And in that quiet village, everyone remembered the power of love, the danger of jealousy, and the magic of a family that never gave up. And they all lived happily ever after. This story teaches that true friendship is built on kindness and honesty, not jealousy, and that love, loyalty, and courage can overcome even the darkest betrayal. Jealousy can disguise itself as friendship, but true love always reveals the truth. In a world full of noise, may your kindness speak louder than betrayal, and may your light never be dimmed by those who fear its shine. I hope you enjoyed the story.
Until next time, this is Rietta. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, like, Share and comment below so that I will know your opinion. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you will be the first to know when the next video drops. Peace out.